the time to express your gratitude to Anna, who provides such beautiful music to our service each week. So I guess that moves us to Thanksgiving. And what is it that you plan to do for your Thanksgiving plans this week? Maybe the question is that I've heard a lot this week: when will we ever get back to normal life or real life? Everything has been put on hold. It's tough feeling like we're at the mercy of all of these external forces and waiting on some sense of normalcy to return. And I have to admit that it's funny for us to talk about life getting back to normal when life was anything but normal before the pandemic. But as we wait and we feel at the mercy of all these things that need to happen to get into place so that we can resume some sense of normalcy, I'm reminded of Viktor Frankl, who said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." So the way we celebrate a week, I guess, on Thanksgiving in a normal year is does involve a great deal of work in the kitchen. So I've been reminded this week of a beautiful reflection and devotion by Thich Nhat Hanh. And I have to say, the first time I read this reflection, I thought, yeah, I normally think you're brilliant, and this is just missing on me. But the more I've read it and the more I've actually experienced it, the better it really resonates in my soul, and there's a beauty to it. So I invite you to listen to the words of Thich Nhat Hanh. "I enjoy taking my time with each dish, being fully aware of the dish, the water, and each movement of my hands. I know that if I hurry in order to eat dessert sooner, the time of washing dishes will be unpleasant and not worth living. And that would be a pity. For each minute, each second of life is a miracle. The dishes themselves and the fact that I'm here washing them are miracles." I have to admit, I am planning on having a print of that quote put over the sink, specifically for my teenage daughter, since this is one of her contributions and responsibilities around the house, to remind her of how fortunate she is to have an opportunity to wash the dishes. I know that certainly that's how I feel every time I stand at the kitchen and wash the dishes. How beautiful, how beautiful. Thich Nhat Hanh always calls me to my greater, more healthy self. And Buddhism teaches us that cultivating a mindset of gratitude is essential to living a mindful life. These are not holidays that we just celebrate once a year and make a list and have a time to say what we are thankful for before we eat a huge meal. These are great practices, and I enjoy doing them every year with my family, and wouldn't hesitate again to make a list of what we are thankful for. But cultivating a mindset of gratitude is similar to the practice of mindfulness. It requires a commitment to a daily practice. The Buddha said that a person of integrity is grateful and thankful. This gratitude, this thankfulness is advocated by civil people. It is entirely on the level of people of integrity. Did you hear that in the Buddha's words? Integrity hinges on gratitude. Gratitude and generosity in Buddhism are tied together in relationship, and they form that foundation of how we connect and understand and are in relationship with each other and the world around us. Gratitude and generosity, the relationship of giving and receiving, reminds me of our commitment, our value, our principle of the web of interdependence in our relationship to what is all around us. Gratitude, generosity grounds us in that sense of our interdependence. Gives us both a sense of our power and our purpose to know that we can make an impact, that we can make a change, but it also gives us an awareness of our needs and our limitations, which is very much important to understanding the interdependent relationship. It would be different if our principle were written that we are in a dependent relationship with the web of existence all around us. That might say that we are dependent on the web of existence, or they are dependent on the web of existence is dependent on us. But the word interdependence says that we need each other. And that mindset brings a posture of humility. David Brooks, the journalist, writes in his book, The Social Animal, "We have inherited an image of ourselves as Homo sapiens, as thinking individuals, separated from the other animals because of our superior power of reason. This is mankind as Rodin's thinker, chin on the fist, cogitating alone and deeply. In fact, we have a phenomenal social skill that enables us to teach, learn, sympathize, emote, build cultures, institutions, and the complex mental scaffolding of civilizations. So who are we? Brooks says that we are like spiritual grand central stations. We are junctions where millions of sensations, emotions, and signals interpenetrate every second. We are communication centers, and through some process that we are not close to understanding, we have the ability to partially govern this traffic, to shift attention from one thing to another and to choose and commit. We become fully ourselves only through the ever-richening interplay of our networks. We seek more than anything else to establish deeper and more complete connections to everything around us. This humility, this generosity, this mindset of gratitude that informs our interdependence reminds us that investing in our relationship to all things guides our moral compass. Investing our relationship to gratitude guides our moral compass. Gratitude can be what grounds us in the best of ourselves and who we are. Here at the UUCC, it guides us to love and side with love, no matter how strong of an argument that fear and selfishness and hatred make. Generosity, gratitude, humility, interdependence grounds us. It guides us as a moral compass to care for every living creature and nurture life and health. Gratitude, generosity. It guides us to move climate issues from a talking point in politics to an active way of living life every day. Gratitude, generosity. In our day and age, it guides us to wear a mask and practice social distance, not just to protect ourselves, but to unite together as humans externally as a force and protect each other in the same way that vaccines are attempting to get antibodies to unite together internally. If we work together, we can make a difference, but it requires gratitude, generosity. A mindset of gratitude connects us to our moral center in this web of existence in which we are gifted to breathe and live and participate. I like to share the words that we had earlier from David White, the poet. It's actually a part of a larger section, so I'd like to read his understanding of gratitude today. The poet writes, "Gratitude is not a passive response to something we have been given. Gratitude arises from paying attention, from being awake in the presence of everything that lives within and without and beside us. Gratitude is not necessarily something that is shown after the event. It is the deep a priori state of attention that shows we understand and are equal to the gifted nature of life. Gratitude is the understanding that millions of things must come together and live together and mesh together and breathe together in order for us to take even one more breath of air. That the underlying gift of life and incarnation as a living, participating human being is a privilege. That we are miraculously part of something rather than nothing. Even if that something is temporarily pain or despair, we inhabit a living world with real faces, real voices, laughter, the color blue, the green of the fields, the freshness of a cold wind, or the tawny hue of a winter landscape. To see the full miraculous essentiality of the color blue is to be grateful with no necessity for a word of thanks. To see fully the beauty of a daughter's face across the table, of a son's outline across the mountains. It is to be fully grateful without having to seek out a God to thank him. To sit among friends and strangers, happy dogs, and we'll add cats, or the whole menagerie of our acquaintance, hearing many voices, strange opinions, to intuit even stranger inner lives beneath calm surface lives, to inhabit many worlds at once in this world, to be a someone against all other someones, and therefore to make a conversation without saying a word, is to deepen our sense of presence and therefore our natural sense of thankfulness, that everything happens both with us and without us, that we are participants and witnesses all at once. So I invite us to not wait for this holiday to come this week, to not wait for thankfulness to be prescribed to us by the calendar. Let us not wait also for the pandemic to be over. Let us hear the words of Viktor Frankl that when you cannot change your situation, we must change ourselves. So let us not wait for the pandemic to be over and return to life as normal, whatever that may be. Let us not wait until we are in a season of fortune and health. May we cultivate the mindset of gratitude as a daily practice and create health and wholeness within us and all around us. That's who we are. We are the UUCC.